I'm sitting next to my man Big Red. What's going on, Big Red? How you doing, bro? Okay, Big Red is one of the hottest cats in the city of Richmond, man. You know, Big Red, tell them a little bit about yourself.
First name Big, last name Red in the building. I just want to let everybody know that I'm an artist who, I'm actually saying something out here. I represent the real, I represent the people who, the artists who you shouldn't be afraid to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I represent.
Definitely. Let's go ahead and talk about the state of hip hop now versus when artists like Biggie and Tupac was around. I mean, how you feel about the artists that's out here now, Red?
I mean, I feel like now everybody is following the trend. If this person is doing that and it's actually working, then everybody's gonna follow it.
Right.
So I feel like now it's really not enough artists out here who have a message in their music. It's just such and such is doing this, I'm gonna do the same thing. It's bringing the ratings up, it's bringing me more money, so I'm gonna just do it.
I definitely agree with you on that aspect, and also added to that, see, these record labels are kind of to blame for it also.
Yeah.
Because see, what they do is they're not looking for anything different. They're looking for something that follows that same Lil Wayne trend or that same Drake trend, exactly. or any popular artists out here, or Beyonce, whatever the case. So they're not really looking for anything different. So as an artist out here, you have a choice. You have to decide, well, either I'm gonna go shop for a major label and I gotta sound like this artist or sound like that artist. Then, or either the other option is to go independent. And of course, be truly, that's the only way to go. That's the way that you own yourself. You're not on the plantation as ex-record CEO Fat Tommy and Roots be saying. So just the bottom line is, we just have to make sure that we support our local artists, so when they decide to go the independent route, they have a support system that's following. Now, my next question for you is, Red. I know you've been doing a lot in the hip hop scene. You came down to my open mics. I had open mics down at Shots, Alabistros, Mafazi. Shout out to that old crowd, my Shots, Mafazi's crowd. Because I noticed, Big Red, I noticed that you could go to a lot of events and you don't even be performing. You had your music. I mean, what's going on with that?
I'm gonna tell you why. Networking, promoting. It's not always about. I try to tell artists, it's not always about you being on the card that night. Because sometimes I go for two reasons. Mm-hmm. I may like a lot of the artists that I see, a few artists that I see, but at the same time I have my promo cards, my mixtapes. So I'm always showing my face. That's why every time I walk into an event, people know who I am now.
Definitely.
So I pass stuff out during the intermissions and everything.
Definitely. Now, I'm gonna tell you something that I know specifically about this man, Big Red, right? He support his own. Now, let me ask you a question. Give me the top 2 hottest albums that are dropping in the city. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I already know who you're gonna say, but give me the top 2 artists, that music that just dropped in the city, that you support, that you go around playing.
Top 2? Mm-hmm. I know for sure my favorite one now is Ed the Really Speaking My Mind.
Bam.
That's definitely one. Second one, I really like Evan Barlow Project. If you ever heard of Trials and Tribulations?
I don't think I've heard
Trials and Triumph.
Trials and Triumph.
But yeah, them two definitely working.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really hard to just name 2.
Yeah, I know. I just kind of narrowed it down. I want to make it difficult for you.
Yeah.
Because see, I know somewhere in that top 5, you got to mention our homeboy Red Rum.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I know.
Without mixtape like everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So Red Rum, shout out to Red Rum, man. That Red Rum is definitely on his grind, man. Yeah. Salute you, bro. 804's finest. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I support everybody, So make sure y'all cop Red Rum album. Make sure y'all cop Ed the Realest. Everybody support everybody. Guaranteed knockout, Rocky Balboa. You see what I'm saying? So but I've noticed after that you came through and did some show different sides of it.
Yeah.
So what was a part of that transition from coming from the Rocky Balboa, guaranteed knockout on every album, to maybe something knowledgeable or something that's, you know what I'm saying, something that's open that people can relate to?
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first performed Guaranteed Knockout, my first show was in May of 2012 when they had Element Lounge.
Okay.
And the response I got was crazy.
Okay.
Now for me, I felt like that was just a song to just put on a mixtape. I didn't know it was gonna get that far in the city. Like sometimes I go to events and people say, "What you performing?" And like if I don't mention that song, they get mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just I try to get people to see that I'm real. and I don't want to sound typical answer and everything, like most people say, I'm the greatest in the city. But what I try to get people to see is, even though people know me by that song, you don't want to get people stuck on just one side.
Exactly.
You got to be versatile.
Definitely.
So I have different songs that people know me by now.
Y'all check out Exposed TV, my other show that comes on Comcast 95 around 36, midnight, Sundays through Wednesdays. Y'all check it out. We got still showing some of the best talents. Like Big Red is still show coming up on the show, so make sure y'all tune into that also. But what you making about that Flocka video, man?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like it.
Okay.
For certain purpose, like I tell people, just because I listen to noise,
Yeah.
that don't mean I can't listen to Walker.
I got you.
It's just sometimes, like for example, you could be at the gym, you want to hear Walker.
Exactly.
You know, I can't really, you can really turn up the most of it.
Definitely.
But-
So I think it boils down to the mood that you're in.
Exactly.
Because when you ready to go party with your homeboys, you ain't listening to Tony Braxton.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You listen to some Jeezy, you listen to some Gotti,
Right.
you listen to somebody who's like, yeah, I'm ready to turn up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like that. You ain't gonna listen to no, you ain't gonna put in no Beyonce or nothing like that. Unless you a good girl, or unless you Miss Pole. But somebody like that. What you listen to programs yourself. If you listen to the same thing all day, every day, you program yourself. Whatever you listen to, you're gonna program yourself, and then you're gonna act that out. So be very mindful what you program in your head. That's nothing wrong with listening to Walker or any other person, in the gangster rap field. But at the same time, if you're gonna listen to some artists, make sure you listen to some positivity too. Like he mentioned, Mos Def or Nas or Talib Kweli's or the Black Thoughts or Common Sense, whatever the case may be. Make sure you have the full range of hip hop. But I want to give a special shout out to some of Richmond legends real quick. I want to give a shout out to Tribe of Judah, of course my squad, DUC, Disorganized Union, shout out my boy Diallo, shout out all the veterans in the city. Of course I got to shout out my brother Alani Bizzle, the B is for Battle, shout out Mad Skills, Shaquan, Donnie, salute, Dr. Mindbender, shout out all of them. And I want to extend a hand of fellowship to all y'all that's listening. Anybody want to come and be a panelist like Big Red, or you want to come and perform. Matter of fact, you want to spit a 16 for us too, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, all right, you want to spit a 16 for us. And but make sure, like I say, y'all reach out to me, because this show is about everybody. It's about the community, community unity. That's what the Comm-Union is. So what we're gonna do is, matter of fact, let me ask you this. Now, you got a hell of a work drive with you.
Yeah.
Because every time I see you on it, of course you got your social media on lock. Every time I see you in the streets, you definitely got some tangibility. You got some CDs with you and things like that. What's the difference? Okay, what puts you in another category versus these other artists, whether they're in Cleveland or VA or Atlanta or whatever? Well, I mean, how do you define your work ethic? What do you do to get Big Red ready for a show?
All right. I gotta say, first of all, you gotta love what you do. If you don't love what you do and you just doing it just for money only, like if I'm not getting paid, I'm not rapping.
Okay.
You're gonna lose the passion.
Definitely.
So I think the thing that separates me from a lot of artists is I actually love what I do. Like it's nothing for me to just wake up, start recording, and go to work, come back to the crib, start recording, work on some promo. And also, you gotta have the dedication. Like a lot of artists out here, it's just, they want it too fast. And don't get me wrong, like I stepped on the scene in 2012. I started really rapping in like 2008.
Okay.
But at the same time, from 2012 to now, it's still frustration there.
Yeah.
Because it's just, you just want it. Like especially when you know what you want to do for the rest of your life. It's almost like, okay, if you was to wake up, start doing something. Like I say, I don't know, drawing. Like I used to draw a whole lot. If you keep on drawing and drawing and drawing, and you feel like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to be an artist. So the first thing that comes to your mind is, okay, I'm gonna try to get better at this.
Definitely.
Once it becomes, I say this, once a drug becomes an addiction, you can't let go of it. You can't stop it.
Definitely.
You're gonna be hooked.
Definitely. So music is your addiction.
Definitely.
Definitely. Right now, exclusively in RIC, you got the boy Big Red about to spit a hot 16 for you and yours. So sit back, Don't go nowhere. Get them, Red.
All right, look, listen close. I believe the world's scared of the truth. That's the reason why a brother can't make it. I can show you how to live a better life, but she get more likes on it because she naked. The devil told you to take that money, but he ain't never tell you about the sale. Now you in front of the cops, now you in front of the judge, and you about to go to jail. Who remember how we used to flow? Who remember how we used to kill? Nowadays you can walk outside for a couple seconds. Pow, pow, blood everywhere. It's a cold world, just gotta watch your back. It's a lot of courage, just gotta grab a jack. I can super lyrical miracle on these beats, but I'd rather be saying something like the pastor preach. This is a love song for y'all.
Woo!
This is a love song, man.
We got the new ladies, we got the ladies on the panels. I want to introduce you, Queen. You already know Queen, she does the lyrical statement. Miss Santricia Haskell, how you doing today, Queen?
I'm doing well.
Okay, good to see you, thank you.
Yes,
You always bless us. Then on the far end, we have another Queen, okay? Miss Shakola Cruz, how you doing, Miss Shakola?
Fine, how you doing?
Great, great, great. And of course, we still got Big Red, so, we all in the mix right now. Let me just ask y'all a personal question, though. Seeing a video like, Make God Bleed, Big Style, I mean, what are your personal opinions on it? I mean, how do y'all feel about that video?
That was my first time actually seeing it and actually hearing it. I feel like he just calling out things that actually bothered him, and he's not scared to make a confrontation about it. He's going to step up to the plate.
Definitely. Miss Cruz?
I feel like it's definitely giving a different perspective as far as what men view as for women, as far as girlfriends or wives or anything. He used Beyonce and Jay-Z in the video, which is an icon relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow. And then he's using old lyrics that Jay-Z has used towards women in general, and now he has one of the biggest trophy wives of all time.
Yeah.
That's like major. It's major. It's major. That's
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Also, what we want to do is we got to realize that now the last point of that video, Big Style pointed out, when you said now you've been saying the B word all this time. So what you're going to do is when the first dude called you a daughter, which was definitely a hit to the gut. I mean, but it's reality.
Right.
Because you got so many songs, talking down on women, disrespecting women. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of Jay-Z's, but you gotta realize is that that's how this music industry is. This industry is pretty much created to, of course, explore the artist, but it also it was created. Well, I'm just gonna say the hip hop industry is to pretty much to give a bad rap to the urban community, because that's pretty much where it really started from.
Right.
But if you think about the origins of hip hop, the Grandmaster Flash, the Melody Bells, the True OD, if you think about that, it was a hip hop.
Right.
Started out in the park. It was about celebration. It was about cherishing the things that you have, even though you ain't had much. Now it went from that to degrading women to this, and now it's swag and the tight jeans. I mean, it's just a little bit too much. What is a thought? I mean, is that thought? Thought. Why do I keep saying thought? What is a thought? Okay, what is a thought, Miss Cruz?
I hate that word. Thought is considered to be the hoe of the town, or either that hoe over there, and it's been stated by men in general as far as a woman who's promiscuous, who's giving it up to the whole clique, which nobody is saying no to this woman. I mean, you mess with my boy, but I ain't gonna mess with you like that because you mess with my boy. No, I'm gonna mess with you because you mess with my boy. You know what I'm saying? And then the boy goes back. Excuse me, I'm saying boy because a man don't tell his business. A boy goes back and then states what's going on in the bedroom with this female or wherever they were, and then another female hears this about this one particular female. And now you have the women's perspective in it, who's taking a hoe to a whole nother level, which is a thought is just another degrading word for B or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hoe, trick, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's all the same thing. It's all derogatory towards women, period.
Wow. What are your thoughts, Trace, Queen?
Peace. She definitely touched on it how I feel as well. I feel like, as women, we are definitely like putting that same perspective on each other as well, and that's how it grows more and more. So it gets to the fact that men saying it, but then we women are accepting it and then throwing it to each other and degrading each other. There is no, it's a separation. It's like you can see a girl with leggings on, you like, oh look at that thigh. You know, it's like it's almost like it's like another style of hating. You know, and it's like this is ridiculous, is what it is. And I just don't understand what these new vocabulary. It's not even vocabulary. These new lingo and words coming up is, to be honest, it all speaks ignorance. So if you want to be ignorant, use thought. That's what you do. I don't really care for it as well.
Hold on. Say thought one more time for me.
Thought.
Can I say something?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just say it rhyme like snot. But go ahead, Big Red.
Hey, look, but what do y'all think about the ones who want to live up to their name? And when we, like, not saying necessarily me, but when us men call them that and they appreciate it, what do y'all think about that?
It's laughable.
Crazy, yeah.
It's sad.
It is very sad. At the same time, I mean, you want to be known as a thought and get your knowledge up as far as what it really represents.
Definitely.
That's all I'm saying. It's a certain particular amount of respect that you can hold for yourself. Get your money and do what you need to do all at the same time. That's just how I feel about it. Others may not feel that way. You want your respect, put it out there like you want some respect.
Exactly.
Here's my business card. You want to see me? It's a consultation.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you don't pay a hoe to leave. I mean, to stay. You pay her to leave.
Yeah, pretty much.
At the end of the day. So you have to know the perspective that you're putting out there and be able to handle whatever comes at
If
you.
you want respect, know when you want respect.
Right.
You make sure you give respect.
Right.
So if somebody whistle at you, which is horrible as well, you know, somebody whistle at you and call you a thought or hey, what up, you know, Trey, you know, first and foremost, you don't even have to look behind. Just keep it walking.
Yeah.
Because once you give that, you know, you acknowledge it, it's like, oh, that's a name, you know, so it's just keep it moving. And if you want to be a smart person about it and they step into you with no respect, you let them know that is not my name and I'm not going to acknowledge that you don't deserve
How
my
you doing today, caller?
Yeah, what's going on with this? Aaron Turner. How you doing, bro?
Hey, Aaron Turner, what's going on? Shout out to you, the 101.1 fan. What's going on, big bro?
Nothing much, man. You know, I want to comment on the, discussion about, talking about the B word and, different things like that. And, my take on, I'm going to make it quick, my take on it is just like the N word. Society has made that acceptable.
Yeah, definitely.
To be called, the B word and the N word. We as a community need to cut that out. And, the true part about it, anybody outside the community, when they call us the N-word or whatever, we scream and holler and protest.
Exactly.
Let's put it